What's up, minions? In this video we are talking about faster pay for hourly contracts on Upwork. If you are a freelancer who freelances for hourly pay on Upwork, then this is going to be a big deal for you. It's a big announcement that Upwork just dropped out of nowhere, and we're going to let you know who's eligible for it, who is actually eligible for faster payouts, because it's not everybody. So you'll have to watch the video to find out. We're going to talk about who is eligible, how long it's going to run for, and whether or not you might be qualified for it. If that's something you're interested in, stick around. Hey minions, if you're new to the channel and you like what I have to say, then be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell so you never miss a video. Only do this if you like what I have to say and if you want to hear more about freelancing, entrepreneurship, and personal world domination. For those who don't know me, I'm Lex DeVille, and on this channel, we help you break the chains that bind your mind to build a freelance empire. In this video, we are talking about faster payouts for hourly contracts on Upwork. It's an announcement that just got published, like just maybe an hour ago. They sent out an email blast about it, and it's talking about hourly pay speed increases for people who, they're like, was a 10-day waiting period. You would do your hourly work and you would have to wait 10 days to get paid. Well, that's changing. So this announcement is all about that, and I'm just going to go through it here with you. You can kind of see what they have to say. It's an Upwork community manager where I've got this information from, and it was just published today, May 4th, 2020, 5:53 a.m. wherever this person was. Geez, it's 2:29 here, but yeah. Anyway, here's what it says. It says they had heard from a lot of people in their community that they needed faster earnings, especially now, especially with the world crisis and all that stuff going on. I try not to say that word, by the way, because YouTube likes to demonetize videos that talk about that, so we're just going to avoid that subject for the most part. Anyway, this is faster payouts. They're cutting out this pay window. It looks like they're cutting it back to just 5 days. You'll be able to get paid faster. You'll be able to get paid in just 5 days' time instead of having a 10-day waiting period. And it says they're doing this for all top-rated freelancers and agencies who are working on hourly contracts and are eligible to receive their funds 5 days earlier than they would normally. So they say they're doing it because they're eliminating the security hold on payouts, and it just says for top-rated agencies and freelancers, the earnings for hours that you worked last week will be available to manually withdraw this Friday. So if you worked hours last week, it's going to be this Friday when you can actually withdraw that money. You're not going to have to wait till the following Friday after that to see that pay. And that should really help some of you who are hourly workers. Now, personally, I don't do any hourly work, so this doesn't really apply to me. And if you're someone who generally does fixed price contracts, it's not going to really change that much stuff for you. In fact, it doesn't change anything for you as far as I can tell. But it does change stuff for you if you're an hourly worker. So it says you will see a notification under your bell icon and receive an email about the update payment schedule for your hourly contracts for this week. So we should see that here shortly for a lot of you. If you haven't gotten an email yet, it should be coming to you. It says, because this is for top-rated agencies and freelancers, the early release of funds will depend on when you currently have the top-rated badge. If you lose or earn the top-rated status during this time, your payment schedule will be adjusted to include or exclude the security hold. So it sounds like if you are already top rated and you lose that status, then you're going to go back to waiting the 10-day period. Now, if you are not top rated and you achieve top rated status, then you will benefit from this and you will be switched to that shorter waiting period. So in this way, it behooves you to earn that top rated status. And this seems like it must be something that Upwork really wants to push, because why would they make it that way? Why not just give this to everyone? Well, they do talk about that here in a minute, and we'll get into that. But I also think that they do want to push the top-rated stuff a little bit because it probably is helping them attract clients. It's helping them figure out who are the best freelancers and who is considered the best according to their system, their algorithms, and, of course, according to clients. Anyway, let's run down here and just kind of check out some more of this, see what it says. They've got a few questions here. It's not really a long announcement. It says, how does it work? As long as your client's billing method can be charged successfully and they don't dispute your hours, we will apply their payment to your Upwork account 5 days earlier than before if you are top rated. You can then withdraw the money anytime you prefer by clicking this link. They've got it here on the screen, but I'll probably put it down in the video description for you guys if you want to see that down there. Anyway, it says by clicking here and choosing Get Paid Now. It says, note, if you have an automatic payment schedule set up, this will not adjust the schedule. So if you want your earnings sooner, you also can use Get Paid Now. Actually, what they mean to say is if you want your earnings sooner, you're going to need to go in there and do that. Otherwise, you're going to have to wait for your schedule. So if you don't adjust your scheduled time, it's still like if you've got it set to the 10-day window, so that you get paid on that 10th day, then you're going to need to go in there and either adjust your schedule, or you're going to need to go in there and click the Get Paid Now button, or else you're not going to receive that money whenever you want it. You're still going to receive it at the 10-day mark or longer if you have it set up that way. Why are we only rolling this out to top-rated freelancers and agencies? It says we know that many of the talent on Upwork would benefit from receiving their earnings faster. However, during these unprecedented times, changing our policies also creates a higher risk of fraud. Due to the potential risk, we are initially rolling this out to the marketplace's most successful freelancers and agencies, those who are top rated. In the future, we will consider expanding this to other freelancers. So here's what I read from that. I read, we're rolling this out to the people who make us the most money, which would be agencies and top rated freelancers who win all the gigs. So in that sense, some people ask if it's worth it, if you really need to be top rated, if it's that big of a deal. In my opinion, it is a big deal for a number of reasons. Top rated is a valuable credibility marker for you. First of all, it shows clients that one more little tiny thing that makes you better than the next guy. And when you've got a lot of competition, you need that extra leg up. So from that standpoint, top rated is a little bit of a benefit for you. It is valuable. Now it is even more valuable for you to be a top-rated freelancer, because you're going to be able to get your pay faster. And that's always important, because anytime you got money on a platform such as Upwork, you want to get it out of there as quickly as possible, because if anything happens during that 10-day period, then you might lose your money. If you get suspended, you might lose that money. Whatever work you've done, maybe you did 40 hours of work last week and you've got $600 sitting in Upwork, and then you lose it because you didn't get it out before that 10-day period. That would be a real shame. Anyway, top-rated status is worth it from that standpoint, and I think everybody at this point, if you're on Upwork, should be working toward top-rated status. I also want to address another question real quick that we got the other day. Someone asked if it matters if you fall below 90% on your job success score, and it does matter, because that will knock you, first of all, that will knock you out of top-rated status, but it will also hurt you a little bit when you go to apply to gigs. And I know I'm getting a little bit off topic, we'll get back on it here in a second, but it will hurt you a little bit, just a little bit, if you're below 90% on your job success score. If you drop below 80%, it's going to hurt you a lot. And if you go below 75%, you're basically not going to get hired by anyone. You don't have a chance to get hired by anyone unless somebody shows you mercy. So be thinking about that. Try to keep that score up. Do whatever you can to raise it, to keep it up there. And let's get back to this. So last question they've got here is, actually it's not the last question. They say, why do we have a 10-day wait in the first place? And there's an inherent risk in payment processing driven by the potential of fraudulent people, disputes, chargebacks, things of that nature, which that's pretty much true of any online business. There's always a risk of chargebacks. There's always going to be a risk of people trying to scam the system, trying to get money out in different ways that doesn't belong to them. So I understand it from that standpoint, why they have that 10-day hold. In fact, it could be worse. A lot of places have a 30-day hold. Many places have a 60 or 90-day hold and before they will pay you. So be thinking about that. It could be a lot worse. It says we also need to give clients time to review their freelancers' billed hours and project progress before payment is released. But in these unusual times, we understand how important it is for you to get payments as quickly as possible. As a result, we are willing to take on additional risk and remove the security hold period for top-rated freelancers and agencies so you can get your money 5 days sooner. So by the way, just in my opinion, the way they're wording this totally sounds like it's a benefit for Upwork. I don't fully see how it's a benefit for Upwork, but it is some way benefiting Upwork. They're trying to make it sound like it's really a benefit for the freelancers, and it is a benefit for freelancers. It is a nice thing. It kind of promotes you working as an hourly employee, an hourly worker. I'm not going to switch from top rated just because they have this, but I can see how that would attract more hourly workers to the platform, which may be something they want as Upwork strives to become a global staffing agency with the kind of employees that could staff enterprise businesses. If they want to pull enterprise businesses away from traditional staffing agencies and other places, then they need to kind of have freelancers who fit the mold of the traditional employee, but without the drawbacks of things like the company having to pay for insurance or workers' compensation or all these different things. So from that standpoint, I can see how it might benefit Upwork. It does benefit freelancers, but it only benefits hourly freelancers. It doesn't benefit fixed price freelancers like me, so it's not that big of a deal for us. Anyway, it does say that you're going to get it 5 days sooner. It says, will this be available only during COVID-19? Oh, I wish I didn't say that word just now. They tricked me into reading it. hopefully I don't get demonetized for saying that, but I probably will. Anyway, while we plan to continue the practice afterward, after the you-know-what ends, we will be monitoring the impacts of this change. So it doesn't sound like they're going to change back. It sounds like they're using this as a test opportunity to test it out, roll it out with agencies, roll it out with the top-rated freelancers, test it out, see how it goes, see if clients can handle it, see if the freelancers can handle it, and if so, personally, I don't see them ever rolling this out to the wider community. I don't think that's going to happen. I think they're going to keep this as a benefit for top-rated freelancers, and I think they're going to keep it as a benefit for agencies. And I think they're going to do that so that they can kind of mold you into wanting to try your best to become a top-rated freelancer. And you should. You should be trying your best to become a top-rated freelancer. You shouldn't be out there half-assing it. That shouldn't be your mission in life, to get away with the least amount you can do. You should always be trying to create value for your clients. You should always be trying to help people and get them awesome results. And if you're doing that, then you should be a top-rated freelancer anyway. You should never be getting negative feedback. So that's something to think about. If you are somebody who has a lower job success score, if you've fallen out of top-rated status recently, you should be striving to get back on top, because you should be striving to be on top every single day. How you do one thing is how you do everything. That's a motto that I hold true in my life. I think it is very true of most people. How you do one thing is how you do everything. If you slack off on part of your Upwork approach, it's probably how you do everything in life, and it's going to lead to poor results. But if you try your hardest, if you do your best every single day, if you try and get clients awesome results, then that is going to come back and that is going to lift you up. It's going to help your empire grow. And on Upwork, it's going to help you get top-rated status so that you can enjoy things like faster payment. But again, I don't see Upwork rolling this out to the entire community at any point in time. I don't think that's ever going to happen. There's virtually no reason for them to do that, especially when they're saying that the reason for doing it for top-rated freelancers and agencies first is because of the risk of fraud when they roll it out to everyone else. Like, rolling it out to top-rated freelancers and agencies isn't going to allow them to test whether or not anyone might try to defraud the system or to fraud the system, or whatever terminology that should be. That's not going to let them test that, because the people who are top-rated and the people who have thriving agencies are not frauds. They're not trying to scam the system already. So you can't really test it that way. That doesn't make sense to me. So in my opinion, I think they just said that. They tried to word it nicely so you wouldn't get all butthurt about it if you're not top rated. But in my personal opinion, I do not see them rolling this out to everyone ever. I think that they're going to keep it as a little benefit for top rated freelancers and for agencies. Anyway, that's all I got for this one. Just wanted to get that video out there, let you know what Upwork just announced. If you are an hourly worker, what do you think about this? Do you like this benefit? I'm assuming you do. It's probably a pretty big deal for you. Would you consider switching to hourly if you are not an hourly worker just for this benefit? Personally, I wouldn't, but I'd love to hear your thoughts in a comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. Let me know what you think Upwork's ulterior motive might be with this. And just drop it in a comment. We'll talk about it a little bit. Thanks so much for watching. I love you all. If you are new to the channel, be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe. Click the notification bell so you never miss a video, because we talk about a lot of cool stuff, including Upwork relevant stuff on here and freelancing, freelance writing, and things like that. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time.